The Mega Man franchise has always been a little bit of an oddball to me. Despite not playing much of his catalog, I still would consider myself a casual Mega Man fan. I even own a couple games like Mega Man 2 on the NES and the Mega Man X Legacy 1 and 2 collection, which is what we'll be talking about. Although we're not going to be discussing the whole collection, just one game in particular, and if you read the title, then I'm sure you know what that is. What's up, Danksters? Thanks for tuning in to a brand new video of mine, and here recently I've been finding myself getting into the Mega Man series, the franchise as a whole, but the only real question is, what game to start with? There are so many Mega Man games that I just didn't know where to start, and if you're looking as a newcomer, it can be a little overwhelming. But when thinking about this franchise, I wasn't really sure what Mega Man game I wanted to jump into first. I was looking through my games and I found that I had Mega Man Legacy 1 and 2, a game I had bought for $5 at a store because I figured, hey, why not? 8 games, doesn't matter the quality of a franchise that I like, for only $5 with all these bonus features. That's a steal. I gotta jump on that. Plus, I also have the mindset when I'm buying games that, hey, maybe one day I can make a video about this, and, well, here we are. Mega Man X has always been one of those games that I've always heard about, everyone's always praised, yet I just never got around to. I mean, I guess that's not entirely true. When those Super Nintendo emulators were first hitting Android phones back in the day, I did try Mega Man X on that. So, does that count? Personally, I don't think so. So here recently, I've been watching a lot of Jay's reviews, more specifically his Mega Man X videos. Well, needless to say, it got me to play Mega Man X, and this video is proof of it. So, why don't we start by diving into the story. 100 years now have passed since the original series, and here we play as a new Mega Man known as X, who happens to be one of the last creations Dr. Light had made. X having free will and social intelligence, Dr. Light ends up seeing the potential danger that X could cause. So he ends up sealing X away in a diagnostic capsule for over 30 years for testing. However, he didn't get to finish before his passing. Years later, a Dr. Kane, who is an archaeologist, uncovers X's capsule, and ignoring the warnings of Dr. Light, Dr. Kane was super excited about the possibilities that X could bring to the world, creating massive amounts of robots that replicated X's free will and intelligence, giving them all the names of Reploids. Reploids are living with the humans all in harmony. However, a rebellious Reploid named Sigma starts to revolt, and with him, a lot of Reploids start to turn against humans. These are known as Mavericks. A force is formed shortly after under the name Maverick Hunters, and it's now up to X and Zero to step in and shut that shit down. And from here, the game starts. Now, the game does convey this story to you, and you can pretty much understand it from the game alone. However, I will say if you want to get the most out of this story, the most that this story can offer, then I would definitely recommend checking out the Maverick Hunter X cutscenes on YouTube, or if you have the game, then I would recommend playing that. Maverick Hunter X is a remake of Mega Man X, so by watching the cutscenes and the extra story that they added to that game, will definitely give you a lot more context for what's going on here in the Super Nintendo version. Overall, I really do enjoy the story of Mega Man X though. This story is very good. If Reploids were real, I have no doubt in my mind that something like the Mavericks would actually be a thing and cause global war. I feel Mega Man X nails it on the head here, not only with story, but with gameplay as well. Mega Man X on a fundamental basic level plays exactly like the classic series does. Defeat 8 Robot Masters, or Mavericks in this case, and once you're done doing that, you take on Dr. Wily, or Sigma in this game. And yeah, it is that, but describing Mega Man X like that does a huge disservice to what the game accomplishes. You are dropped in the opening stage, which is, just to get you used to the basics and stuff. Now, looking at this with the view set of someone playing this back in the day for the first time when the game was brand new, my mind would have been blown. In fact, if I had played this even as a kid, my mind would have been blown. And I mean, as a kid, I was kind of crazy about games. I mean, I liked my Sonics, I liked my Marios, I would have definitely liked my Mega Mans too. Anyways, the opening stage is awesome. The feeling of being on patrol is perfectly executed here. X feels really good to control here, and I know it's just classic Mega Man at a core, but I don't know, maybe it's like the trick of the eye or something, because the animations here make X seem a lot more fluid, which gives the running a bit more of a punch, if you know what I mean. So yeah, on a basic level, your jump and shoot man is back in action. However, X is packing a couple new moves here. First is the wall jump. X can go over to walls and jump on them to either escalate them or slide down. This is very helpful in ways where you can find find secrets, shortcuts, or even save you from death a couple times, which it did for me. Throughout the game, you will unlock more upgrades for X to use by finding these capsules Dr. Light stashed all around. The wall jump was cool, but these are just more cherries on top of that sundae. These capsules provide X to dash, which can be found in Chill Penguin stage, makes the movability so much more fun to play with. Dashing and then jumping through these stages is really exhilarating to do, and it gives you a whole new way to approach these stages, and the Mega Man formula as a whole. Once I got the hang of dashing, it's all I did. It was just so fun and rewarding to blast through these levels. Another capsule allows X to take 50% less damage. This can be found in Sting Chameleon stage, which, thank God. This game is fun, I swear, but X is a glass cannon at times. This capsule is a must get. The boss behind it kicked my ass like there's no tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that. Another capsule gives X a helmet to break certain blocks, which is founded in Storm Eagle stage. Not much to say on this one other than how I described it. I guess the real use, in my opinion, is to help you get our last capsule, which will allow X to charge his buster up to 3 times in each special power once. You will receive this later on in the game from Zero, but why not get it early and save us some trouble? Also scattered around the stages are heart containers. You might have seen X's life in the beginning of the game and thought it was pretty small, and to that I agree. Well, that's what these are for. Each one is hidden throughout the stages, and some requiring certain elements to get it. One cool thing about Mega Man X that it does is with its stages. Depending on what stage you beat could affect other stages. Like for example, defeating Chill Penguin stage freezes the entire stage of Flame Mammoths, allowing you to dash on through the fire to get this heart container right here that would have been unattainable otherwise. And every stage is like this in a way, and it just makes the whole world of Mega Man X feel connected and real. And I like that a lot. It's like our decisions in what order we fight these bosses has an effect on the world, and that we caused, not the game. We did that. I find really immersive and just super fucking cool. There are also energy tanks in this game that you can collect, however they work a little differently in this Mega Man series. Mega Man X spices it up a little bit because it has 4 permanent ones that can constantly be refilled by grabbing health drops with full health. I can only find 3 of these on my run, but I like this system a lot. Saved me in a pinch a couple of times. However, like I said, you have 8 Mavericks to go through and defeat. I wanted to get the fundamentals out of the way before I started talking about this. Now you can defeat these guys in any order that you want, however in my run, I started with Chill Penguin, then the Storm Eagle, then Flame Mammoth, then Spark Mandrill, to Sting Chameleon, Boomer Coanger, Armor Armadillo, and then Launch Octopus. I'm sure this isn't the correct weakness order, but it's the one I did. Each Maverick stage is really fun to play through. Every one of them are designed after their respective Mavericks, giving a lot of variety to these stages. A couple of my favorites being Chilled Penguin and Storm Eagle. So just like in classic Mega Man fashion, after defeating a Maverick, you gain their weapon abilities. And I don't think there's a bad weapon ability in Mega Man X. All of them are pretty fun to use in their own ways. I love Storm Eagle's weapon. It's pretty much just a huge sideways tornado that covers a good portion of the screen. Really good for clearing out enemies if you're trying to speedrun. Although there is a little delay on it, so you might want to watch out for that. Chilled Penguin's weapon is also pretty good, shooting out an ice blast that then spreads once hitting a wall or something. Or as it's known in the community, Spark Mandrill's Doom. The weapons are a lot of fun to use in Mega Man X, however I found myself mostly using the Mega Buster more than any of the power-up. The Mega Buster in this game, especially when fully upgraded, is way more than capable of helping you get by, but maybe I just need to play this game again and strictly use the weapons, I don't know. They are great to use, a lot of them are fun. However, after defeating the 8 Mavericks, the Sigma levels open up, and guys, I'm just gonna level with you for a second. I had a hard time with the Sigma levels. In some instances, it really just felt cheap. Like, whoever made this damn part needs to get their job reevaluated. Jumping on these tight platforms with constant respawning enemies that fly in the air is a huge pain in the ass, and I died so many times on this part. But of course, with the power of hindsight, I know I could have just used the shield weapon to get through this part easily, but this was my first run, like I said, so I didn't know that. It's also in the Sigma stages where you'll get to fight Vile again, and now be being fully capable thanks to Zero, we can finally put his ass in his place too, right as Zero passes before us. And if we didn't get the weapon power up, it'd be here where Zero would give us the weapon power up. But because I got it early, I didn't get the trophy. The Sigma levels are the only time in this game where I had to farm for materials, because the entire last part is just kind of bullshit. Jam-packed with beginner traps. In fact, I could say that about the entire game, but that's neither here nor there. X starting out, if you are not careful, you will get your shit wrecked. Sometimes you just have to cheese a boss or a segment, and I don't find any fun in doing that. Like with Sigma, after defeating his pet, I just couldn't figure out how to beat him. Unless I did this constant wall jumping, it just wasn't getting done. Then there were like the checkpoints, which for the most part throughout the game, I didn't really mind starting a stage over if I died. But holy shit, after getting my ass handed to me time and time again, I finally make it to the final form of Sigma, and then... No, I died. No problem. I'll just... Back at the fucking beginning? Man, at this point, I just wanted to quit. I just felt like I couldn't beat him. But I pushed on, and I took that shield power up, and I shot it into his face, and I destroyed his ass. This huge sense of relief, pride, ego. I was feeling a lot of mixed things, but I was just so happy I was able to pull it off. And after beating Sigma, X then wonders if it's okay to fight Reploids, and how long must he continue to do so. And as the game comes to a close, Sigma shows up at the very end to tease his return for the sequel. Hurrah, hurrah. Megaman X is a really fun game, and I definitely do recommend it for everyone to play, but man, the game will kick your ass at times if you are not prepared. But something notable about Mega Man X is that while I was playing this game, I couldn't help but notice that banger of a soundtrack. Probably up there in almost everybody's top 10s of Super Nintendo soundtracks. The Mega Man X soundtrack is just iconic. How can you not get down to some of these tracks? Well, Danksters, that is going to do it for me. Mega Man X, you know, it's been a while since I've actually sat down and played a Mega Man game. I was really glad that I finally was able to get around to play Mega Man X. And let me know what you guys think about Mega Man X in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on the game. Did you play it? Are you a Mega Man X fan? Should I play the rest of the series? Should I make videos about them? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll get to you when I get to you. Also, while you're down there, can I get you to hit that subscribe button and the bell for post notifications, because I wouldn't want you to miss a single upload of mine. And if you want to be subscribed and you like the content you see, this is the perfect way to do it and the perfect time to do it. And also, while you're down there after hitting the subscribe button and the bell, make sure to scroll to the description and follow all my socials. All 3 of them are lined up. It's not hard to miss. Go ahead and do yourself a favor. And also, if you'd like to, don't forget to join the Discord. That link will be in the description down below. And for those daredevils out there, I do have a Patreon that you can donate to. If you feel like donating, if you feel like you want to help make the content a little bit better around here, please feel free to do so. Alright, Danksters, thanks for watching. And remember, you're not going to get this kind of content anywhere else, and you want to know why? Because that's the Dankers difference.